All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How ya doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Is everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Check out the live. Check out the live that I did with Mr. Jamie King. That was interesting. But before I get into the video, there's going to be two parts to this. There's a part where I'm going to read an email, very troubling, and I want your comments. Spit them out. Then I'm going to read an article, which I think is actually excellent for, everybody, really, as long as you got a driver's license. But first, ladies, women, I want to thank the few that actually joined me, because my ratio of men to women is I think it's 70-30. So you think about that. Out of 1,000 people, only 300 of them are women, which is, it is what it is. 700 of them are men. But ladies, repeat after me. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. Jay, you woke up and chose war. Yes, I did. I'm just messing. Somebody gonna be pissed right now. Cut it out. Just a little humor before we start. Let's get into this email. I want to comment, but we want to get through these videos because people have very short attention spans. Hi, Jay. I'm a 25-year city carrier. The first time I read it, I thought he said 25-year-old, and I was like, nah. But now I'm reading it again. 25-year city carrier, and I'm currently serving a suspension, no pay, until further notice for misconduct, according to management. My situation involves our shop steward. Here we go again. 5-year carrier who's clearly in bed with management, and he does whatever he wants. Comes to work out of uniform, not our business. Gets paid 8 hours every day upon finishing his route early. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours early. Drives a Metris every day when the LLVs are available on his respective T6 routes, parking customer parking spaces, etc. I don't worry about what other people do. So, again, I'm playing at both sides here. But anyway, so after observing all of this on behalf of other carriers too, questioned management and was told to mind my own business. Other carriers have complaints and concerns as well, and we're told the same thing. As a result, I decided to make some phone calls. Long story short, the shop steward began and has been harassing me. You started this, but even showing up on my route, I don't think they're supposed to do that. Somebody correct me. 2 days before my suspension, I was standing up near the supervisor's desk, and he walks up and tells the supervisor something inappropriate regarding me. I called him out, and then tells me to get back to work and calls me boy as he's walking away. All of this in front of the supervisor, and she does nothing. Around 1 p.m., he rides through my route and yells something unintelligible out the window. I called one of the other supervisors immediately, and she said she would take care of it. Well, at the end of the day, I'm returning to the office, and I see the steward in the building when normally he's already gone. He begins looking back at me as I enter and proceeds to the supervisor's desk, all of this while smirking and whistling in a harassing manner. That's antagonistic, boy. Ugh. I went to the desk and asked the supervisor why he was on my route and why does he keep harassing me with that antagonizing whistle, also bumping me. Bumped you and called you boy. Sometimes placing equipment in my way, and she said he was doing nothing wrong and he's not breaking the contract. As she's talking, he begins to whistle incessantly as he's walking behind the desk, and an argument ensues between myself and another supervisor. I walk away towards the time clock to tell him stop the nonsense as I'm tired of it. He shoves me in my chest. 25 years as a carrier, I'm assuming you're around my age or up. Somebody touches me, it's on like popcorn, baby. Anyway. Another carrier intervened, police recall statements were taken, and we went home. Now, immediately, he puts his hands on you, that's a threat. So this is correct. The next day, a postal inspector came down, the union president too. A PDI was done by the same supervisor who had part in the whole thing, and I ended up getting suspended indefinitely for misconduct. Meanwhile, the steward who was the instigator continues to work. I've contacted EEO, but I just wanted to get your take on this, Jay. If this is the full story and there's no more added to it, then yeah, it's got to go up the ladder. It's definitely got to go up the ladder. The OIG, yeah. What would you guys do? What would you guys suggest? Because something like that, to me, I would lose it. That wouldn't happen to me. It wouldn't. I ain't gonna stand for it. Now, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I got a mouth on me and something gonna happen. And I got plenty of friends. I got you guys, right? Oh, now you're gonna go sit back down. You're gonna be postal workers, right? Okay, fine. Maybe I don't got you guys. Let's talk about our next topic. But yeah, that's messed up, man. That's messed up. There's gonna be some comments in the comment section. So please, if you guys know any other methods to go about that, because it's a two-pronged thing there. You got the supervisor and you got the shop steward, which both attacked. I mean, it's not like this is your first rodeo. You've been there for a year. You're 25 years in. That's, it sounds disrespectful. 100%. Next topic. We've been talking about the PVO position, MVO position, motor vehicle operator position. I like this. I mean, again, I've said this 1,000 times, and it's good. It's good for anybody that has a driver's license. It's gonna take away some work from the actual truck drivers, the CDL holders, which actually went through everything to earn our CDLs. But we talking about work. We're not trying to be biased here, although I can be biased. USPS eyes expansion of a potentially major insourcing initiative. So we spoke about this probably about a year ago, about them bringing these, trucks in that are non-CDL required. And then, my man's over there in Oklahoma City from New York, very good friend of mine, Mr. Joey. We'll just leave it at that. Excellent dude. He went over there, took control, did what he needed to do. I mean, the place was total mayhem initially, but now it seems like it's running a little bit better from what I'm being told. Starting something new and starting something fresh with a bunch of people like that really don't know anything, it can be a headache. So if this is something that's gonna come to your area and you wanna join it, just be prepared, because it's gonna be total mayhem. And it works, the kinks work themselves out. But Mr. Joey has done an excellent job over there at the pilot program. He went from just being a regular truck driver, and then within a span of like 9 months, just took the bull by the horn. And now I believe he's the TANS manager over there. And I interviewed him one time on this channel. So it's not like he's one of those guys. The U.S. Postal Service has begun insourcing some of its trucking operations, opening the possibility of bringing back in-house thousands of jobs that are currently contracted out. This is gonna be wild. Y'all stick around. The pilot program started in Oklahoma City with 125 in-source jobs late last year, and since expanded to larger Richmond, Virginia area, including Charlottesville, according to the officials involved in the initiative and public job postings. The Postal Service is actively looking for areas to expand the program, though it's so far relaying few details about its long-term plans for stakeholders or the public. Oklahoma City pilot was set to last at least 6 months, but is still in effect 9 months later. USPS signed a memorandum of understanding with the American Postal Workers Union to create a new job series, Postal Vehicle Operator, as part of the initiative. So now we have a new position because of this. The Richmond expansion coincided with the Postal Service revamping its mail transportation in that metro area, as the city will host one of the agency's first few all-inclusive regional processing and distribution centers. New regional distribution center, they're gonna need some trucks. Good. It also coincides with Postmaster General plan to significantly reduce the agency's reliance on air transportation. Cut some money out of it. USPS has saved $1 billion by slashing its chartered mail flights by 90% over the last 2 years, and now ships 95% of its mail and packages on the ground. It says they're currently evaluating other locations for expansion of the pilot program. A lot of you guys asked me about this as well. USPS maintains more than 1,700 contracted suppliers, meaning the contractors, 1,700 nationwide, that primarily drive longer haul highway contracted routes, HCR. It is also has a cadre of 9,000 drivers known as Postal Vehicle Service employees. That would be regular truck drivers like myself at the job, TTOs and MVOs, who primarily drive routes of less than 50 miles between local facilities. It outsourced operation is much larger in scale. So it's outsourced, meaning that who they hire and who they contract is pretty big. $5 billion annually on its highway contracted routes. Nearly 4 times what it spends on its internal trucking operation. Bring that money back. The Postal Inspector General recently found a driver shortage has forced more overtime internally and increased costs for contracted routes, which climbed by 18% between 2017 and 2021. Meaning, there's not enough truck drivers out there. So we were making some decent overtime at one time. The pilot has potential for the Postal Service to solve some of the challenges in recruiting, hiring, and retaining. He pledged to continue to extol the benefits of having transportation duties performed in-house by postal career operators instead of contractors. I understand that. The IG noted the USPS jobs could be more attractive to potential employees as they can generally offer higher wages. Potentially. Will they? Yes, actually they did. Because a lot of the people that came in as PVOs, postal vehicle operators, they were starting out somewhere between $26 and $29 an hour, which is good. I mean, I think that's really good. Higher wages, dedicated routes, and ability to go home each night. I think that's excellent, because I don't want to go over the road again. An individual in a private sector, this is private sector meaning contractors, with knowledge of the Postal Service initiatives, says management has made it clear it is the goal of expanding to other areas. Postal contractors were caught by surprise by the announcement. Crimea River. The person said USPS has renewed its contract with impacted vendors just months before launching the insourcing. Contractors, many of whom would cease to exist without their USPS agreements, meaning they're eating off our plates, are worried about their future. They should. This is a union, all right? We work for a union, United States Postal Service, and all the jobs should be here. If we can do the work, bring the jobs here, period. Contractors do work that we don't want to do. I get it. Then it's our fault. We need to stop being lazy. But here we go. Particularly those who operate shorter routes with trucks that do not require commercial driver's license to operate, meaning they have some basically PVO style trucks. They're just straight trucks looking like U-Haul trucks, smaller trucking companies, so they're worried about it. Good. It's definitely a cause for concern. The industry official who was granted anonymity to openly discuss private discussions said of the pilot, "It's first time anything like this has happened to my knowledge." Good. Be scared. Oklahoma-based Lewis v. Lepak Trucking Company sued USPS in the court, alleging the agency negotiated in bad faith when it renewed the company's contract just before insourcing the work and improperly failed to conduct the required cost-benefit analysis. After initial unfavorable ruling, Lepak dropped the case. Yeah, you ain't gonna win. Post office got money to just sit there and hold you. You will be going to court forever. While USPS has not provided much detail on its intentions, there is some expectation it will continue to insource trucking in areas where it's revamping its network. That's the nation. It says DeJoy is looking to significantly ramp up transportation insourcing by 2025. Don't think that that's a bad thing. 2025 is a year and 4 months away. Okay? By 2025. And while we can more quickly bring in work for shorter haul routes, the agency, as part of the pilot, is offering commercial driver's license training to interested employees. I still haven't seen that. So please, if you guys know where they're doing it or how that, and I'm a commercial driver, I have yet to see it. Spoke about it in one video and it still ain't show up yet. Those employees would be first in line for tractor trailer operator positions should USPS opt to establish them. All right. Overall, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. I like to speak about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to play both sides of the fence. So, you guys have your comments. People that don't know me will comment below. Oh, that guy's a snitch. Whatever. Anybody that does know me, they know that I'm here for you guys. To share the information. With that being said, y'all let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. This is JH Union. Y'all gotta do better. And we out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.